Morning everyone, and welcome back to Old Guy Firewood. My name is Dick, and I really appreciate you being here this morning watching this video. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. If this is your first time, I really appreciate you, and if you'd go ahead and hit that like button and the subscribe button, share with your friends, and hit the little bell icon so that you'll be notified in the future when I have new videos coming out. And anytime during this video, in the lower right hand corner of the screen, you'll see a little Old Guy Firewood logo, and you can hit that at any time to subscribe also. But this morning, it's another hot, muggy day here in North Carolina. It just seems to be like Groundhog Day. Every day is the same. The humidity is tremendous. The heat's been in the 90s almost daily, with heat index in the high 90s or over 100, and it makes it so you really don't have the desire to get out and cut and split wood. But we've got some big oak rounds that we need to start on, get split rather, and we're going to work on those today. Let me show you what we got. Back in the spring, I kept riding by this lot that someone had cleared about 3 years ago, and they had a bunch of oak logs stacked up there and a bunch of bucked up logs, oak logs, and they'd been sitting there, like I say, for about 2 years. And here's some of that. I also got a bunch of logs off that site, but I found out who owned the lot, and I talked to him, and he said, yeah, I was going to take the logs to the sawmill, but I just never got around to it. And now I'm going to sell the lot, and you're welcome to any of the wood that's there. So Jose and I, my helper, took an afternoon and went, and we got, I don't know how many loads, probably 6 or 7 good heaping dump trailer loads of wood out of there. But this is some of the big oak rounds that were already bucked up. So this wood's been cut for probably 4 years now. It was back in the spring when we got this stuff, and as I say, it's just been too darn hot around here to get at it. But we're getting near fall, and I've got a lot of dry wood split up, but I need to go ahead and get this split. The moisture content, even though it's been sitting for a long time, is going to be high inside these logs. It doesn't really dry out until you get it split, get it out in the air, get it out in the sunshine, and let it dry. But what we'll do is split some of this up and take some moisture readings just for the fun of it and see what it is. I'm guessing it's going to be in the 30% range. But the one thing I found about these big rounds that have been sitting out for a couple years, they dry pretty quickly. I think the moisture in them is pretty much all water and no sap, and it just seems once you split them and get them open, it'll dry down below 20%. It's been my experience that stuff like this, when you get it split small, will dry within 2 or 3 months at the most. So as Mike over at K&L Firewood says, this stuff isn't going to split itself, so I guess we need to get going. Got the Wolf Ridge Pro 28C here today. Going to crank that up, and I think I'm going to go ahead and start splitting with a single wedge at this point, because some of these are pretty big, and we'll see. Lots of times I can split slabs and then resplit 2 or 3 of them at a time, and it goes pretty quick. So let me get this thing started, warmed up, and we'll see how it goes. knotty old piece of red oak. Glad to have that piece split. A big old crotch piece with a couple big branches that have come off it. This one looks a little bit straighter. Meantime, I said I'd check the moisture content in some of these. I think I got my moisture meter here. Fresh split. I don't know if you can see that. %. These logs have been bucked up for probably 4 years. But the one thing about that, as I mentioned before, I found that these will dry very quickly. Within 2 or 3 months, they'll be down below 20%. Okay, we got that big round split apart. Two big rounds stuck together. I thought they weren't cut all the way through, but they just were stuck together. Let's see if we can't get this split up. I have a feeling this is going to be a tough one. Well guys, I think that'll just about do it for today's video. It has gotten really hot out here. I think it's probably close to 90, if not 90. And I'm happy with the little hole we made in that pile. If I did that much every day for the next 4 or 5 days, I'd have it done. But what I want to do is I'm going to walk over here to my IBC totes and pull a piece of that same wood out. Came from these same rounds that I bucked up and split probably about 2 months ago. I'm going to check the moisture on one of those, just curious to see what it looks like. As I say, here's a piece that came out of that same wood. I don't have a maul here, so I'll just crank it up and split this open. This is that exact same wood. Been split and sitting out here now for about 2 months, maybe not quite that long, but fresh split, 22.9%. Should be the same, 22.9%. 23. But as I say, that's in 2 months it's dried from mid to high 30s down to 22, 23. In another month or so that'll be ready to go. Well guys, I really appreciate you watching. You know it's getting hot when your pants start to get soaked from sweat, and it's right around noontime now, so I'm gonna go on in and get in the air for a little bit, cool off, and get a couple cold waters and try to rehydrate. I hope you enjoyed this video. Got a lot more here to split, and we'll get to it. The secret is doing a little bit a day in this hot weather, and that's what I'll continue to do. But if you like this sort of thing, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can hit the little icon down in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, or when you pull the video up, you can go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified when I do future videos. But it's really important to me that if you're watching it and you like it, you go ahead and subscribe so I can add you to my subscriber list. And I guess we got, I don't know, maybe between 1/4 and 1/3 of a cord of wood split here today. But I'm looking forward to a little bit cooler weather here in a couple months. Hopefully I've got enough split to get me through my regular customers this winter as far as dried wood goes, and a lot of this that I'll be cutting and splitting over the next several months will be for next year's wood. But again, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And as I always say, and I always said as an old guy, but it doesn't matter, as an old guy or a young guy, keep moving. Don't slow down, keep moving. If you don't, as Chris in the Woodyard says, gravity will take over. So have a good one. Until the next one.